So the Senate has just passed the $40 billion Ukraine aid bill. Joe Biden is expected to gleefully sign it very soon. 11 Republican senators voted against it. In the House, 57 Republicans opposed the bill. One of them was Texas Congressman Chip Roy. Here's why he said he voted against it.
When I hear the majority leader of the other party say, quote, a time of war, when I sat with the majority leader in a Rules Committee meeting upstairs and he said, we're at war, and I'm wondering when we voted to go to war. If we're going to have a proxy war and we're going to give $40 billion to Ukraine because we want to look all fancy with our blue and yellow ribbons and feel good about ourselves, maybe we should actually have a debate in this chamber, a debate in this body, because the American people expect us to do that.
So that's the majority view in the country. That's what most people think. It's not at all what the leaders of both parties think, and they are absolutely united in this. Ukraine's borders are not just more important than our borders, but they're so much more important that they're spending 10x protecting Ukraine than what they're spending protecting this country from fentanyl pouring in and human trafficking, because that's what they care about. Chip Roy is the man you just saw from Texas. He joins us tonight. Congressman, thanks so much for joining us tonight. You are one of relatively few to say this. I think you're probably speaking for the majority of your constituents, are you not?
Yeah, no question, Tucker. I've gotten nothing but positive feedback from all the people that I represent in Texas who are just sick and tired of business as usual in Washington. And look, you posed the question to senators. Look, I had 5 hours to make a decision about that bill. I didn't think it was that hard. You posed a question to senators, asked them to come on your show to defend the vote. Did any of them take you up on it?
Not one. Not one.
Yeah, of course not. Because it's indefensible to fund $40 billion unpaid for at a time of rampant inflation in our country. In effect, you're basically pouring $5 gasoline on the runaway fire of inflation for the men and women who you're working hard throughout this country. And the senators are now hiding behind saying, oh, $40 billion isn't that much money, Tucker. $40 billion isn't that much money. And you know what they're saying? They're saying, take a leap of faith and make sure that we put our faith in the brass at the Pentagon, the same brass that walked out of Afghanistan, leaving $85 billion of equipment behind, walked away from Bagram, the same brass that told us 2 months ago that Kiev would fall in a week. Why are we following that? The Senate should be ashamed of itself, passing a $40 billion unpaid for bill, while the American people are suffering with rampant inflation. And now, you know what's happening in the House? You have my colleagues in the House who are coming up to me and saying, oh, Chip, you guys in the Freedom Caucus are daring to force votes on a bunch of bills and making us vote. We missed 8 fundraisers this week. Fundraisers, Tucker. Oh, I'm sorry. Did we interfere with your steak dinner rather than doing the work for the American people? That's what the American people are sick of in this town.
They're being manipulated by the intel agencies. They're telling you, you haven't seen the intel. These people are idiots. They believe what they read. It's scary. It's really scary. I appreciate your bravery. Congressman Chip Roy of the state of Texas. Thank you.